Hello and welcome to this weather update. It's around 8:30 on September 16th, 2018, and it's been pretty humid today. We're going to talk about that, but first we're going to talk about what's left of Florence. It is now just a tropical depression, and the maximum sustained winds are 35 miles an hour, and it's pretty much just an area of rain now. That is going to be. We're going to look at the radar in a little bit, but we're going to look at the radar actually right now and see the rain here finally starting to end in this area after days and days. And no, I cannot find any rainfall totals. So it's moving inland now. The rain is more into Kentucky, and it's away from the ocean, so it's losing a lot of its moisture, fortunately. So that's some very good news. But we will get into the remnants of this within the next around Tuesday, I would say. I want to look at the Weather Service Twitter feeds because it's going to show you again some of the damage that's going on. I don't have any rainfall totals. I can't find any. These are the people at the Weather Service who have worked during this horrible thing. And actually, let me make this a little bigger here. These are the people here at the Weather Service in Morehead City that have worked throughout the storm. So they are, my thanks goes out to them for, continuing to forecast and provide information during this. There's still flash flood warnings. These are helicopter rescues going on because people are stuck in floods. Flash flood warnings still ongoing. Well, this was from 14 hours ago. Here's some rising river levels going on. So this is for the Cape Fear River, and you can see it set a record high of 28.2 feet. These are some of the other Hurricane Floyd levels surpassed. So a catastrophic flood event is unfolding at this time. So this flood event is still ongoing. And here's another picture of what's going on here. Here's flooding across the road here. So even though the rain is starting to end, the flooding is still going to continue. The rivers are still rising. The Trent River at Trenton has exceeded record levels of 29 feet. Some businesses staying open. They're thanking some of the businesses that can provide food for the folks there at the Weather Service who, like I said, continue to work throughout this event. And they're dealing with the same problems everybody else is dealing with no power, flooded roads, and damage. Here's some damage here, some from the storm surge along Bogue Sound. Now, statewide power outage total is 632,566 in North Carolina. So the highest concentration is in New Hanover, Brunswick, Carteret, Onslow, and Robeson counties. Flash flood watch till 6 p.m. Alright, here's a look at radar from, this is the forecast. So Monday it finally starts drying out, fortunately, but the rain continues. The flooding continues, I should say, for this area. So we're going to look at the Wilmington Weather Service now. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any rainfall totals posted here. Hopefully, eventually, they'll be able to issue one. But here is some of the flooding in Wilmington, North Carolina. This was 5 hours ago, so you could see, look at that. Vehicles submerged. Yeah, a real mess. This is a disaster, a flooding disaster. This storm will be known for all the rain it brought, which is probably the most amount of rain ever to fall in a single event, perhaps in the entire country. So that is something right there to deal with. And then there was this too, Waterspout around Myrtle Beach. You can sort of see it right there. So it was a waterspout at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And here's a tornado by the beach. Oh, here you go. Here's another picture right there. So there's the tornado right there. Instead of tornado there, because it's, when hurricanes come on shore, they cause severe weather. A lot of the time, severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. And there you can see the funnel right there. There it is. So that's what's going on in regards to this unfolding disaster. I wish there was more information as far as the rainfall. I do have this as of 9 a.m. Wilmington has recorded 86.79 inches of rainfall so far in 2018. This smashes the previous yearly precip record of 83.65 set in 1877, and there's still over 3 months to go. So this is the record. So they broke basically a yearly record with all the rainfall they've had from this system. I really would like to get some rainfall numbers, but I'm sorry I cannot find any for you. Anyway, let's move on to our weather. Alright, so we're going to look at our weather now, and if you haven't noticed, it's kind of on the humid side today. There was a good amount of sunshine today, more than yesterday, but unfortunately quite humid outside. So we're going to take a look at the conditions across the area, across Long Island today. And in Farmingdale, right now it's down to 70, but look at the dew point, it's 66. I mean, it's not very humid, but it's humid enough to be, feel uncomfortable outside, especially during various parts of the day. We had dew points getting close to 70 degrees, particularly in the noontime hours into the early afternoon. Dew points were up near 70 degrees, almost 70 degrees. That's very uncomfortable. When you couple that up with a temperature of 80 degrees, it definitely, you're going to be sweating. That's for sure. Not a lot of wind, so you definitely felt it outside. So no, I didn't get to the Pine Barrens this week, and I'm disappointed about it. But I'm done with sweating for this season. I'm done with it. So Islip 71, dew point 68, and dew points again up near 69. So this humidity has just been a problem all day long. So just to show you the humidity that we've been dealing with throughout the day here on the island. Not the most comfortable day around, that's for sure. And look at the satellite, and we'll see what's going on here. You'll see, we'll take a look at our sky conditions today on the high resolution. You can see a little band of clouds formed over the middle of the island. Looks like Jersey was clear for the most part, but I'm sure it was pretty uncomfortable there as well. And we'll just zoom out a little more because we'll take a look at what's left of Florence. Now it doesn't want to zoom out. Alright, there it goes. So, oh, a little smoke there. I wonder where that came from. Interesting. I don't think we have any more smoke coming out off the west coast anymore, fortunately. Alright, here's what's left of Florence. Let's see, it almost looks like a little dust gets sucked into it there, but you can see the moisture feed. Here is what's left of Florence on the satellite. You could still see it definitely still has that shape that you could tell it was a tropical system, but it is now just a depression. And as far as the rest of the tropics go, not a whole lot going on. Here's Joyce, which is might affect the United Kingdom. It's just extratropical right now, but I don't know. And then you have all this dust coming off her again. Another nice big cloud of dust. And this, again, is going to help to inhibit any storms right now from forming in this area. So that's good, I guess you could say. But anyway, for the most part, this disaster is starting to, wind down. But it's still going to be ongoing with the flooding they're going to deal with. It's going to take a long time, at least a week, for these rivers to, subside in these areas here in North Carolina. Anyway, let's get to the forecast here. We will look at the GFS and see what's going to happen here. Here are the remnants of Florence, and we track them up into our area onto Tuesday. It looks like the heaviest of the rain is going to go to the north of us, but there still could be a risk of some downpours. And then that moves on, and then we should have a nice day on Wednesday. And then Thursday, too, we should have a nice day. There's going to be a high that's going to try to nose down. Hopefully we can get a nice day that day. And then the ridge tries to build back Friday. And then another front comes through. It looks like a high comes down from the weekend. Looks like Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday maybe we'll have some nice weather. And then we get back into a little more humid flow ahead of the next cold front. Which would pass through, and then we could have nicer weather back into October here. But these highs keep going to the north. This is the problem. You kind of want them going this way, because when they go to the north, this kind of causes a stalled frontal boundary in this area here in the Mid-Atlantic. So, at least it's better than what we've been dealing with, I guess. So let's change this to our region. Let's take a look at at how the dew points are going to. Let's go back over here. Let's take a look and see how the dew points are going to. How we're going to be dealing with these dew points. So, see, it was humid on the weekend. You can see the humidity, and we're going to be dealing with humidity tomorrow too. Dew points in the mid and upper 60s. Some pockets of dry air in New England. For the most part, we're going to be dealing with a lot of humidity, and especially on Tuesday with the remnants of Florence in the area, we'll have dew points well into the 70s, and it's going to be a very wet, yucky day. Not a fun day to be outside. Then we get into Wednesday. Dry air builds into the area, as you can see. So dew points will be down into the 50s, so that'll be a lot better. And then Thursday, we're going to get into some more dew points in the 50s for Long Island. But New Jersey could be a little more, it's having a little more humidity over Jersey, which may indicate a stalled front. I don't know. That's not something you want to see that go further down. And that's, again, because the highs are not building all the way down because the weather's screwed up. Here we are in September 21st, and we're again dealing with another humid flow. And then another front comes through. This one will be stronger, and this should bring the dew points down to the 40s for the weekend. So that should be a lot better. And then the dew points try to come back up again. But the trend is toward lower dew points, but still, we're still going to be dealing with some periods of high dew points from time to time, which is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to deal with them at all. But it looks like toward October, then maybe we'll finally see a really bona fide surge of cool air, which we haven't seen at all this month. It's been ridiculous. It really has. September is usually a month when you can, it's one of the best months to hike, and it's just depressing and kind of sucks that the weather's been so humid that I can't even get into the Pine Barrens in September. It's ridiculous. So let's go in here and look at the temperatures. So Monday, tomorrow, we have temperatures around 80 degrees, and then Tuesday, temperatures around probably close to 80, may not reach it, maybe upper 70s. And then Wednesday, temperatures drop into the 70s, except maybe over New Jersey. And then for Thursday, temperatures definitely only in the 70s. And then Friday, temperatures start to heat back up again, especially over New Jersey ahead of the next cold front. And then it should be cool on the weekend with temperatures in the low 70s. So it looks like good, at least cool air there for the weekend before it could heat up again. But yeah, that's and then this looks like could be really hot on Friday, September 28th. This is all going way in the long range ahead of that cold front, and then it really cools off. This is the air temperature on September 29th. Oh my, that's the air temperature? Wow. So that is a strong cold front. Air temperature would only be in the 40s and maybe 50s for a high. Wow. So yeah, this would be a really strong cold front that would move through. First really decent cold front that we've had in a while. Let's take a look at the clouds, the sky conditions. Alright, so you see today what happened. The clouds more or less stayed to the south, but there was some clouds that formed over us. And then tomorrow we're going to be dealing with clouds ahead of Florence. Obviously, when we're in the remnants on Tuesday, we'll be dealing with clouds. Then the clouds clear out a bit on Wednesday. Hopefully they do. Maybe some clouds hanging around. I don't know. Like I said, this is far in advance now. So Thursday, unfortunately, looks like a lot of clouds around. And then Friday, maybe less clouds. Jersey, I don't know. But it doesn't really look that clear. Saturday, same thing. You just want a nice clear day where temperatures are in the 70s and dew points are in the 40s. I don't understand why that's such a hard thing to get. But that's what it is, when you're dealing with this new climate we're in. So I'm just going to look at one of the model here. That'll be the NAM, and then I'm going to wrap up this weather update. I'm not going to look at the clouds. We're just going to look at the NAM and the precipitation chances for Tuesday. So tomorrow probably we shouldn't get any rain. Maybe a couple of little showers, mainly over New Jersey later in the afternoon or the evening. The rain, according to the NAM, looks like it's going mostly to the north. So the GFS and NAM are in agreement that most of the heavier rain is going to go to the north. We'll probably get into some showers probably during times on Tuesday. Looks like mostly in the afternoon, and then that moves on out. And then we can take a look at the dew points and see what the NAM has for dew points as well, because I'm looking at that front that's coming through. So let's see how far that front makes it through on the NAM. Yeah, it's the same pattern. It just the NAM's even slower with bringing this front through. So yeah, we may have more stall front syndrome to deal with, unfortunately. Sucks, you know. It really does suck. So that'll conclude this weather update. I just missed these days. These days like this when I had low dew points in the 50s, at least in the 50s, temperatures in the 70s, a nice breeze, nice blue skies. That's what September's supposed to be about. And we're just continuing with August-type weather. I hope relief comes in sight. I don't want to complain too much. I know people in the Carolinas have it a lot worse. But this is all due to the same pattern, this pattern of not having a jet stream to move the weather along and to bring in the dry air and to force the hurricanes out to sea and to move the weather along. We just don't have any jet stream to move things along, and that's why we're going through what we're going through. It's not normal, and that's all I have to say. And I hope eventually there'll be some type of change in the pattern, hopefully. But I know due to climate change, this could be the new normal. I hope not. I hope at least... I hope not. I hope and pray that we get back to regular weather eventually. I really do. But you know, we're fighting against the changing climate, and you know, this is what we're going to have to be dealing with now because of what we're doing to the planet. You know, and it's a shame. You know, because I haven't been to the Pine Barrens in a while. It's very bad for me emotionally not to go. But it's so hot. It was so humid out there. And literally, you're walking out there for 10 minutes. I'm covered in sweat. I can't take the humidity. I need dry air. It's not supposed to be humid. It's not supposed to be like Florida. It's supposed to be like this. This is the way the weather's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be sunny with blue skies, puffy white clouds, and low dew points. That's the way the weather's supposed to be here. It's not supposed to be humid all the time. All right. I don't mean to rant. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I know people in Carolinas have it a lot worse right now, especially North Carolina, and my prayers go out to them, of course. But again, it is all due to the same pattern. The same reason why it was humid today is the same reason why Florence came in and crawled into North Carolina, because there isn't a jet stream to move things along. The weak, wavy jet streams are a direct result of climate change, because there's less of a difference between the poles and the equator in temperature. So anyway, that concludes this weather update. I'm sorry about the rant. I really am. Just disappointed that I didn't get to the Pine Barrens this weekend, and I just want nice weather. We got that ridge, the Atlantic Ridge, needs to be a concern. And even though I would never be the president of the United States, I could never handle it ever. If I was, I would make combating that ridge priority number one. We would actually actively modify the weather, make sure that ridge never happens again. And so the East Coast will never have to deal with humidity again. We'll never have to deal with the hurricanes, and we're never going to have to deal with what we've been dealing with this summer. Well, you know, I would make that a priority, because there's so much suffering that goes along with that ridge. It's not just the humidity; it's tropical storms. It's the disaster in North Carolina. So many disasters and discomfort that the people are going through because of that ridge. And that ridge is a real problem that we need to do something about getting rid of. All right. Anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care. Sorry about the rant, but you know, I'm just disgusted with the way the weather has been working out this whole summer. This whole summer has been a complete just disaster. You know, for so many people, it's been horrible, between the humidity, the tropical systems, and so many problems all across the world. You know, this will truly go down as the summer from hell, and it can't come to an end soon enough. Take care.